But I guess we'll find out here on today's broadcast. Yo,
Hello.
hello, how we doing?
Good. One second. Let me get this.
Nice. Hello. Can you see me in this
Hello.
creepy webcam? Oh,
Yes. Yes, I can. Your prison cam
yeah, my bad empanada roommate cam. Um,
streaming straight from Bad Empanada bunk bed Argentinian prison.
yes, we do. We share a room. We share a bed,
What
bunk
don't you
bed.
guys share?
How's it going?
Good. Good. Finished my stream. Went to go work out. That's about it.
How was the stream? How was the workout? What did you hit?
I've just been doing full body workouts, just five by
Whoa.
five, because I'm lazy.
I mean, yeah. Or do you do those like what, like a couple times a week?
Every other day.
Dang, that's high
Just,
volume.
I mean, it's better than I don't know how people do like the fucking workout routines where it's like okay, Mondays I'm hitting legs. I'm hitting fucking pull push legs. Tuesday I'm hitting biceps. Wednesdays I'm hitting It's like, dude, I
Oh,
didn't
like they
like the
take
fucking.
drugs to recover from that?
Oh no, I just mean like having 10,000 different types of workouts. It's too much effort for me.
No, I feel that. 5 by 5 is good though. That's a nice full body situation.
How are
One
you
sec.
feeling? How many hours in are you?
Oh my god. What's the longest you've streamed? Because this is I think day 3, and because we started at 4 p.m. So I don't know how long that is, but I have streamed nonstop
I did
in
a
my sleeping.
24-hour stream once, and I was like, I'm
Whoa.
never doing that again. That actually
Really?
sucked. Yeah.
Did you go to sleep?
No.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah. No.
24 hours straight is a lot. What was that for?
I don't remember why I did that, but I just remember not ever wanting to do it again.
Not enjoying the process. Yeah, I get that.
Dude, the blonde looks good. You
You
should
think so?
yeah, I think you should tone it maybe. I'm not a hairstylist, so I don't know, but I think it looks
Y-
good.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm not a hairstylist either. Thankfully, we had a hairstylist in the chat helping me through the process. I was about to just raw dog it by myself before an interview, and that would have been horrific. But I like didn't even use a mirror. I used my camera, like my OBS software for the most of it, and I think it turned out okay. It does need toning though. We ordered some toner on DoorDash
It looks
while we're
no,
streaming.
it
So
looks good. It looks good. I was worried. I was stressing. I tuned in when you were in the process of like putting it in. I was like,
oh yeah, like what am I gonna talk to a guy with a robot head,
yeah, am I gonna
a
talk to someone who
chrome
looks like a
dome?
freak? And then
Fucking
it was fine.
sicko.
That was fine.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. So, how's it going? How's life?
Good. Good. I'm curious what you guys have been talking about on the broadcast recently.
Let's see. Today we started with a guest L from L Literacy YouTube channel. Super smart lady, super fun to talk to. She's Irish, so we talked a little bit about. We started just catching up, but then we talked about the kind of relationship solidarity Ireland has with Palestine, and I guess her experiences of, seeing flags everywhere, and I guess protests and things like that. And then we talked a little bit about Zionism, and then what else did we talk about? I don't know. I think we just general kind of stuff. So, but then before that, it was a range of guests yesterday. I think we talked to uh, who even did we? I don't. Chad, please help. But we talked to Chris Kunzler, we talked to Overzealots, we talked to uh, Ahmed Sarsour, who's a poet in Gaza. That was super intense and moving. And we watched some of his. He's working on a film, and so, like some rough cuts of his film, and that was very. It was very emotionally like. Um, it was a lot, but it was beautiful. He's a fantastic artist, and he's like a really great person to talk to. And oh yeah, we had Bad Empanada and Hassan at the same time. We hosted a debate. Is that did you? I don't know. Did you see that? See the stuff
I
about
tuned
that?
into a little bit of it. I mean, I'm sure your position is the same if you had both of them on, but like, I think that they are people with the same goal with different means of obtaining that goal, right?
Oh, totally.
I
Yeah.
think Hassan is just willing to engage in more civility politics, if you can call it that.
Mm-hmm. Like
But yeah,
going on at like New York Times or like talking to AOC and Bernie kind of stuff.
Oh, I mean, like how hard he pushes people like AOC, how hard he pushes people like Bernie, how hard he goes into people that he disagrees with, that sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have you seen? I mean, like, do you watch much Bana Banata in terms of like his criticism of other leftists?
Yeah, I
Because he
mean, I
is
think it's
pretty.
good, and I think it's measured, criticism.
Yeah. I agree. I think I talked to Indie Nile yesterday. I'm not sure if you're familiar with their work, but they're like a drag artist that also does videos about uh I mean politics, but specifically Israel and Zionism and things like that. And I was it was interesting because I was like we were just talking about Bada Banana, and they were like I really like his videos. He's very principled, but then we also talked about how he would like make a video about Owen Jones being a liberal Zionist or whatever, and he was like that feels like a little too much, but like right now, but I don't know, like I don't think he's wrong, and that's where I'm at kind of with it as well, where I'm like he's just mostly right, but I don't know at what point being correct the way that you are being correct is undercut by being correct is undercut by the way that you do it. But again, I don't know. I don't I hold back on criticism in that regard. Same with
Yeah.
Islam, but I don't know.
I mean, I think it's good to have someone that's passionate and knowledgeable on the topics that they talk about to do the criticizing, and I think that, all of the criticism that I've seen him levy at other people has been pretty salient, which I appreciate. I mean, anything that isn't just like I don't mind infighting when it's actually valid criticism. I don't appreciate when it's like just like slop leftist infighting, if that makes sense.
Oh, for sure. What's
Yeah.
the what comes to your mind when it comes to um big time slop infighting? If you want to talk about it, you don't have to.
I don't even wanna utter the names. I don't wanna curse this
They who shall not
broadcast.
be named.
They who shall not be named. But I think that there for a very long period of time were a lot of like left-leaning creators that just it just constantly it's fighting over stupid shit. It's fighting over things that don't matter at all. It's not fighting on like methods that might be more valuable. It's like just garbage.
Yeah. Oh,
But
100%.
sorry, one
Um
second. There's like a bit of cat fur in my eyes.
no, you're good. Got to do it. Um yeah, I guess it's been a while since I've like seen that sort of thing. I've just been seeing a lot of like a kind of unanimous focus on Zionists and liberal Zionists, which I think is great because everyone's doing it from different angles. But also, times in the past, like I don't know, when I was making videos about Vosh, it's like what is the purpose a lot of times of uh like what are we accomplishing with this kind of stuff? Even though looking back, I was correct. Even though I was did not go about it in the right way, I think like that sort of thing. I remember my dad was asking about like what I was doing, and I sent him the video I made, and he was kind of just like, What the like? I have no idea what any of this means, and I have no idea how it relates to the real world." And I was like, "True, that's actually bad. That's a really bad thing, and it's a problem." And I don't know. Do you does that thought cross your mind in terms of like what we're doing here versus how it connects to the real world and real world politics?
I mean, yeah, I think I encourage the farming of people like Ethan Klein. I think it's good. I think it's good to talk about people like Ethan Klein or even people like Mudahar or whatever, who they have massive normie audiences, some of which are less normie now. And they use it to like say the most inane garbage. Oh my God, dude. I like lost my shit watching Mudahar say like, "I just, like we just need to sing Kumbaya and like Israel and Palestine should just be friends. Like that's all I want." It's like, dude, you are so fucking far. Oh my God, you're so detached from reality and what the cause of this conflict is. Like you've lost the plot completely. And I think pointing that out and being like, dude, why not stick to your principle, your initial principle of like, okay, well, I don't want to talk about this because you guys are going to criticize me. And then what you fold immediately because you want to talk about it in the worst way possible. Like, I don't know. I think the way that you've handled it has been good. Like, you should farm these people, and use them as an opportunity to talk about the things that matter.
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%. Um, oh my god, I remember specifically the phrase he used was, uh, like, um, Jews and Muslims have been fighting for so long, and he's seen it when he was younger, but he said they just need to grow up. I think he used those words, "grow up," and I was like, "Okay."
The
Uh,
guy who's been on
Palestinians just
YouTube for
need
a
to
decade is
grow up.
telling us to grow up.
Um, yeah. Oh, that as well. Yeah. I mean, like baby gamer man, right? But like Palestinians need to just grow up to stop getting genocided. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, I
you
think
know.
actually anyone that says this should be, well, I just, I get in trouble on Twitter for saying how I feel about that, but at the same time, you're right that like I don't know, do you feel like when it comes to like the real world and these audiences of people, because you're talking about it as like slop tube, and I think slop gets kind of obfuscated as like we focus on the right wing slop tubers, but we've all kind of partaken in slop in terms of like, you know, red pill react videos or whatever, where it's like, yeah, we might be trying to put a political message in it, but a lot of times it's a little bit of slop, and that's okay. Like, there's nothing inherently wrong with it. But when you start bringing, real politics into it, especially, you know, running cover for genocide, like liberal Zionists or just openly Zionist politics, then that becomes, a certain type of slop that's an issue. Um,
I love
Hutar,
slop,
though,
dude. I love SlopTube. I love all the just like
you're a
garbage videos that are
trough enjoyer.
totally yeah, garbage videos that mean absolutely nothing, just like funnel them straight into my feed. That's fine with me. The problem is like the slop tubers who like all they do is cover this stuff and then they're like, actually, I am an intellectual genius and I'm going to cover all of these topics, even though I've never studied any of them or read anything about them or even know anything about any of these regions. Okay, great.
Yeah, prefacing a video with "I'm a dumb big idiot baby, but here's what I think about it." Really serious, grave, important topic. Yeah, man, don't do that. Just listen to the first thing you said and act accordingly. And then that everyone will be okay. The World of Warcraft viewers or the people that I don't know what Asmongold or what these guys even talk about, like they want boobs to be bigger. They'll all go do that in their corner and have fun and make a bunch of money and like sing kumbaya or whatever. But then, I don't know. I guess it's like um the Hassan Dunk industrial complex has emboldened a lot of people to just in the last whole saga with like Ethan and with all the videos that got made about like Rashid Al Haddad, the guy who went on the Houthi terrorist apparently allegedly that went on his stream. Just very we see where these attacks come from. We see the motivations that people have to repeat them because the videos got a lot of views and they get a lot of money. And then we see that when it comes to these topics, like they're so out of their depth that it's like insane, and then more people need to talk about it, and then we get, I think, some value out of it where we're like, okay, we'll take this situation and turn it into some type of uh positive way to educate people. And I don't know, I think I have a cynical view of like how these the viewers of someone like Asmongold are going to be able to be reached. And if they are, I think the vast majority of the time they're not. But there's probably people in the middle, and there's probably people that aren't as invested that can be drawn in, and then shown, I guess, how Zionist arguments are being used to justify genocide, and how anyone showing any semblance of what's the word, like just support for them should be ostracized and called out and have that held up to their faces for the rest of their lives. I don't know.
I mean, did you see, sort of off topic a little bit, but did you see that video of the cop listening to Asmongold?
Um, no, wait, what happened? Was he in his car?
It was like I don't think I'll have the clip. Maybe a mod or something can send it to you. But it's this clip of this cop. It's a body cam footage of this cop, and he's like pulling to, I guess, wherever the call was made, and you can hear on the laptop Asmongold talking while the cop pulls in to this like driveway and then walks away and then shoots the suspect.
Oh
And
my
it's like
god!
within
Like
like
actually, that happened?
it's like a 15 or like 20-second clip, and it's one of the craziest clips I've ever seen in my life.
Okay. Yeah. Somebody link me that because what the fuck? That's insane. And I
Like it's
guess
like, dude, what we live in a crazy world right now where like You can just you can just spend no time at all researching something and just talk about it however you'd like, and if other people are entertained, because I think a lot of people think that it's, other people are convinced by the arguments, or that there are a bunch of fascists that are convinced, or they're already predisposed to being convinced, but I think it's just genuinely, I think it's a bunch of people just being entertained. Like, they don't care what this person says, all they care is that they're entertained. You wanna turn on your Twitch stream, you wanna watch your YouTube video, and you wanna be entertained, and, like, that's the average, I would say, apolitical and American.
Mm. Do you feel like that I totally agree. Especially on YouTube, especially like Asmongold, the amount of views he gets is I like a testament to the appealing to the average American sentiment where he's just watching something, reacting to something, and the views come from, the like occasional interjection or whatever it is. But do you feel like ever the that same sort of logic applies in our ecosystem to like left or liberal or more left creators in terms of like I don't know old narratives that I've kind of grown to be critical of about BreadTube and about left content being something that means anything more than consumption. Um, Weighing that against the fact that like political education is obviously there's value in that. Do you see any similarities in that?
Um, I might be misunderstanding your question, but if I'm not, I mean, I think like the starting point for most creators, this is just my opinion. The starting point for most creators should be that you are there to make something entertaining and hopefully make the world um, a little better. If you can help progress leftist values, that's good. Or any like humanist values, just putting people first, that's good. Um, but I think you can also engage in things that produce real change, and you should focus on being entertaining while being pseudo radical. Like, I think people in the YouTube commentary space have a lot more power than people like maybe me and you, like the Curtis Connors or like the Danny Gonzalez's of the world. Most people are not going to get significantly engaged in politics like ever in their life. They just don't want to, so they're just not going to. And I think those people have a lot more power than we do, even though they take themselves way less seriously, or maybe because they take themselves way less seriously. So, like, they present themselves as normal people who want to make entertaining content for the masses, which they do. And they are also leftists who can signal leftist values to their audiences
Mm.
without necessarily getting any of them politically involved or engaged, right? Like the fact that so many YouTubers came together for Creators for Palestine, and that was an easy way for them to signal to their audiences, hey, being against genocide is the correct side to be on, that they don't need to necessarily engage with all of the political discourse. I think that that's very valuable. And none of those people necessarily feel like they're doing any significant outreach. So I'm not sure if that answered your question or not.
Yeah, so you're meaning more focused like broad appeal, mass appeal, packaging and like entertainment focused with um while presenting these values at least nominally like mass audience capture kind of like a mass movement of people requires a large audience, and so the more widespread your reach on the internet can be, then the more like people you are bringing to that place, and it's like
I
kind
mean,
of
I
like
think that's
a
what makes
numbers focus.
I mean, I think that's what makes Asmongold popular, right? He doesn't force anyone to learn anything valuable. He's providing you entertainment, and he's signifying to you, well, if you're entertained by me, you should also hold my values, and here are my values,
Hmm.
which pushes
Yeah,
people to the right.
yeah,
And I
that
think
makes
if we could
sense.
do that more effectively on the left, I think everyone would be better off. I mean, I don't understand how you can. Here's the Asmongold clip. Someone in chat linked it. If you were
Okay.
interested.
Yeah, yeah, are you able to screen share it or
Oh yeah,
should I
would you want me
click
to?
and play?
Maybe click and
Um,
play. I think the audio alone, you can watch the video for yourself, or you can save it for afterward. I don't mind.
yeah. Is it in the chat? Yeah, if you see it, go ahead and click it, and or screen share. I think that'll work.
Okay, let me see. One sec. Okay.
It's a XQC React to.
Yeah, sorry. This is what I was
No, I
sent.
love it. The internet's so awesome. Here, I'm gonna move this over.
What? What? It's safe? Sometimes people might just have opposite perspectives.
Oh my god, yeah.
Stay in the car.
Informed by yeah, I don't need to watch the rest, but oh my god,
Yeah, this is good world, dude. This
I'm
is a good
wondering
world that
what
we're in.
foreign power information he was talking about there. I'm sure it was
Yeah.
a brilliant perspective, and oh my god, yeah. Yeah, I guess like cops watch YouTube sometimes, and sometimes
Isn't
it
that
kind of tracks it.
terrible?
They would be watching. Hey, sorry, my cat's about to turn the computer off. Thank you. She folded her foot back. Yeah, that's pretty freaky. I'm wondering how many. Move. Thank you. Lost my train of thought. Yeah, I guess so. You're you mean like um through like a parasocial kind of thing, people attach to creators and like enjoy creators' reactions or whatever, and then from there they get pushed right based on the politics of the creator. My thing with that is like I don't know how explicit that is in terms of people's like active engagement with politics, where it's like they might be pushed right wing ideologically, but what's like the tangible like material result to that? Is it, you know, voting? Is it protesting? Is it forming political coalitions? I mean, maybe the first two, probably just the first one, but I think mostly it's like being kind of sus in class or like saying shit to your arguing with your parents about, you know, black people, or saying, you know, being a little out of pocket and being a little conservative, but you know, the actual meaningful engagement in the same way that I'm like skeptical about um breadtube, right? It's political in nature, at least, you know, some of the older stuff and some of the people that are still doing it, but also it is ultimately a product that we're creating. It's a form of consumption, and historically politics hasn't been channeled through that, although media plays a role obviously. But I don't know. I don't know how you feel about any of that. I'm not trying to debate here. I'm just like
No.
I think about this stuff a lot, and I'm uh I'm just curious how other people feel about it, and other people are kind of in the same space, you know.
Well, I think it's like the 4chanification of politics online where you might watch something that's entertaining to you as like a joke and then maybe make the joke yourself because you're just joking, and then some other people make the joke around you and it's fine because everyone else is joking, and then suddenly you seriously believe some of the things that you're joking about, right? Like, uh, at what point do we get lost in the sauce here? So like someone like Kanye making a song titled Heil Hitler, like what level of gone are we where people are bumping this and recording themselves bumping it, and then thinking that it's cool to like sig heil, like the even if people don't know what they're engaging with, they're still engaging with it in ways that are negative, that support a negative culture, right? So even if you don't know exactly why you should think or agree with whatever conservative political or non-political commentator says, you still are being pushed in that direction, right? So like Asmongold's fans, like how many of them do you think might have been center-leaning or relatively apolitical just because like they don't have to be political? And then now are considering, yeah, maybe I would vote Trump. Maybe Trump as a third term would be funny, just like as a meme. It's like that still has like real negative ramifications in the real world, right?
Oh, totally. Yeah, 100%. It's like that middle ground audience capture. Yeah, like the Kanye song, that shit is fucking insane. The first time I saw that clip, I was like, this cannot. Like, I know Kanye's saying out of pocket shit, but like, it's so brazen. It's like funny, even though it's extremely anti-Semitic. It's just like I don't even know how this could be possible, and how people are singing along in their cars. And obviously, there's clips of like literal Nazis hailing Hitler to this song because they are Nazis and the song is aligned with their values. But it's also, yeah, it's like in the quest to do shock jock 4chan shit, um, who are you influencing and normalizing the rhetoric to? And it's a lot of people, it's a lot of people to desensitize them to shit that's I don't know. Yeah. But then when it comes to like, yeah, people like Asmongold, I forget where I was going with that thought. I just remember seeing that clip was so. I love the beat. I like the beat to the song. I'm like, somebody could have made
I
something
still
really
haven't
good with
listened to it.
this
I don't wanna listen to
in
it.
protest. You don't wanna. You're worried you're gonna like it.
No,
Yeah.
I just don't wanna dude, I haven't listened to anything Kanye has put out in like a decade. I can't, dude. It's too much of a mess, and I don't wanna get invested and then look into it and then start. Yeah, I can't. It's just too much of a shit show. I feel so bad, dude. Old Kanye West fans are the most depressed people on the planet. Can you imagine? You just want to like listen to this guy's music and then he just decides I'm just gonna be a fucking crazy person because don't want to take my medication that tells me I'm not allowed to do this. I'm not allowed to go on and praise Hitler. Like,
Yeah. I love Kanye's music, his old music, and it's a bummer. It's for sure a bummer. Um
yeah.
I the art from the artist separation only goes so far. When he's still making music where he literally hails Hitler, it's like, yeah, we gotta figure out a way to we gotta make another gym playlist that doesn't rely on this person's music. But yeah,
Yeah. Have you unrelated, have you seen Andor?
I've seen season 1. I'm waiting on season 2 because I'm trying to watch it with some friends. But yeah, I've seen season 1. What do
Then
you
no
think?
comment. I don't want to spoil
Oh,
anything.
there's spoilers. Okay, yeah.
I mean,
I
I don't
watched.
want
Okay, I lied. I've watched 3 episodes of season 2, but I tried to convince myself that I haven't because I want to watch them with my friends. Please don't tell them this and try and act like everything's a surprise. But
to.
I'm aware of certain themes that are pertinent to today's current events, such as genocide, right? But I don't know beyond those first 3. So
I will just say I'm pleasantly surprised by I've just finished episode 11, so I have one more to go. Episode 11 was good. Episode 11 was good. I I have my opinions on how the show has progressed, but I was just curious if you had watched it and what your opinions were. But if you haven't seen all of it, I don't want to
yeah,
comment. I don't want to spoil. I don't want to do anything. I
season
want you
1
to
is
come
like
up
to
with your
me
own
a
opinions.
top. Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
it's
It's like a
amazing.
top 5 show. Like, it's incredible. Definitely the best thing Star Wars has made, and definitely, I don't know, one of the like, it's about it was like, influenced or, um, what's the word? Like, inspired by the story of Stalin and the, sort of criminal acts to, usurp, or to form, like, a rebellion and a revolution, like the, train robberies or whatever. Just going wild. And I'm assuming Disney was not informed of that as a motivation by the writers, but post hoc, I don't know if it's the same writers that did season 2, but the actual political elements are really they're radical in a lot of ways. And that's another, like, I don't know how far beyond consumption something like a show with like clear anti-capitalist, anti-imperialist, anti-prison industrial complex themes goes in terms of shifting perceptions. But surely there's value in it, I think, especially when millions and millions of people are watching this show that you know, it is shoehorning in the basic moral principle that a powerful empire trying to squash a rebellion will never succeed in that because people will always fight for their own liberation and their own justice, and the empire will get complacent. I sound like a fucking Star Wars nerd, but it's like it's true. Like it's always been partly the theme of Star Wars, and but yeah, like the relationship between art and politics, I guess, is I don't know. I think it can get a little Western centric, and I just want my treats and I need to moralize my consumption. But at the same time, uh, that shit was a banger, and it's helped me kind of get in people's ear about politics in terms of like, you see how what he said there about he was able to sneak into the Death Star to get the plans because it's so big and they're so big and so arrogant that they don't even
Yeah.
care if they breach their security because they have the resources to usually outlast that. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, curious. I'll talk to you about this further later. And so I don't know, that's kind of cool. But
Have you
you
seen a
know,
lot of Star Wars before Andor?
yeah, I've seen all the Star Wars. I love
Oh, okay.
the pod racing. Are you a Star Wars fan?
I haven't seen any Star. I think
Got it.
I watched. It's The Force Awakens. It's the one where they introduced Rey.
Katie in the
I
background.
don't- Yeah, he's hanging out. Well, they're
Wormy?
actually. Well, they're actually my two cats
You
are
have two.
actually communicating.
I don't think I ever met Wormy.
Come on.
This angle's crazy. I feel like a Sneeko video. Aw. Adorable. They're so
They're
tall. They're
communicating.
so tall. Check this
I'm trying
shit
to
out.
move the camera, but it wouldn't move. Oh my
You can see
god.
this, right?
He's trying to turn off the computer. Don't let him.
Yeah.
Don't let him.
Getting very close. She is. Her paw is there. Yeah.
But no, I
But
haven't seen a lot of Star Wars. But I will say, having seen one Star Wars movie that I felt very neutrally about, Andor season 1 was like, that was amazing piece of media. Just like so fucking good. Like a little bit slow, a little bit of a slow beginning, but besides that,
oh
so
my god.
I
Is
know
that normal?
yeah,
That it
it's
shakes
normal.
like
It's
that?
normal. They just it wobbles a lot. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh
It's
my
not
gosh.
falling or
That's
anything.
awesome. Yeah.
But where do you think the disconnect is for people that can watch that and be like, "Oh my god, yeah, the rebellion, yeah, woo, the rebellion. I hate the empire. The empire is so evil." And then they like look at the real world and they're like, "I can't believe you haven't condemned Hamas. Why aren't you I'm sorry, you're talking about Palestinian children being killed. You're basically endorsing Hamas. Have you in this
Yeah.
entire stream you've done where you've tried to uplift Palestinian voices, did you condemn Hamas even once? Like
Yeah.
where where do you think the disconnect is for people like that, where like they can consume this media that is so blatantly anti-imperial or anti-imperialism, and then like in the real world they're incapable of like translating this?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are pretty stupid. And I think also a lot of people yeah, I think stupid like just being kind of dumb, I think is a big part of it. But also um the there's a certain separation I feel like between um watching sitting down to watch a movie and feeling like, engaged with a piece of art versus the amount of propaganda that we have are being fed in our entire lives and are needing someone to just, I guess, at the end of the film explain. So the they're on the rebellion planet. They're doing because of the Vietnam War, and the empire is us. It's you, the American empire, and they're trying to stomp out these people because they have the power, and the other people don't, and they have material interests in mind. I think it might be better, more along the lines of political activism, if they explain that at the end of the video, but that's not how artists
Yeah.
tend to do it. And I don't know. I think it's just yeah, I think there's like a lot of, ingrained beliefs in growing up in America, especially like I guess post 9/11 about terrorism and spreading freedom and democracy or whatever else that that hold a lot of sway in people's minds. And yeah, I don't know how the disconnect happens though. I guess because how do you think it happens?
Um, Cognitive dissonance.
Hmm.
Just people want to assume that they're not the bad guys ever, or that their country or nation or whatever. That's all I can assume.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. It's it's crazy to me. This is crazy to me.
yeah,
But
for sure.
I will watch Star Wars. I'm gonna watch all of the Star Wars, and I will have scathing reviews.
Oh yeah. What do you plan on starting with? Just episode one?
Um, I was gonna watch. I started watching Rogue One, but I haven't finished. I still have a lot more to get through. And then I guess start like wherever. I'll go in chronological order of when they were released, which I don't know what order that is, but I'm gonna go by
Yeah,
year.
I think that's the way to do it. In my personal opinion.
I
But
think I should enjoy them the way that people enjoyed them when they were coming out.
yes, yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. How is life? How's LA? How are things generally?
Good. Honestly, good. Very good.
I know you've been dealing with stressful stuff online, but I guess maybe outside of that, or maybe you're not stressed. Maybe you're cool as a cucumber. But I
I
think I
think
would be.
I'm too internet brained. I think I've just been on the internet for too long. So I see this and I'm like, dude, the people in League type meaner things to me.
It's
I
a
feel
great
like
point.
my bot laners have been meaner to me than anyone online has ever been.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So it's hard to like care, I guess. I don't know. I just seems the internet stuff seems so inane. Like I go outside, I have fun with my friends, we get dinner, I go to like a birthday party that's really fun. I hang out with some friends at the Ren Fair or something like, and then I go back home and I'm like in a great mood. Oh, okay, let's go back to streaming. Sure, let's have some fun. So it's just hard to give a fuck, but also my real life stuff doesn't bleed into my online stuff as much because I know you've had to deal with moving and you've had to deal with people screenshotting your Tinder profile, which by the way is fucking crazy. That's crazy. I don't know if you've talked about that or if you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to talk about it. But
Oh, I
like
brought it
that
up at the
was,
end of the last interview. So
did you see, again, you don't, this is very personal, so you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but you see that comment from that insane person who like was like, ah, my secret plan, I'm gonna get a date and
I'm
then
gonna swipe
confront
right,
him.
go on a date, and confront him. It's an H3 fan. This was publicly in the H3 subreddit. The post itself with my dating app profile had like over 1,000 upvotes, and the comments were all like, "Get his ass," or like, what a slime ball," or, whatever shit that's like, yeah, I don't know. It was a very surreal thing because that was the first time I've talked about, I have a second channel where I talk more openly about kind of my life, and I'm always pretty like discerning in terms of like the details that I will reveal. I'll talk like pretty vaguely. I won't use names, but this is the first time where I felt genuinely like my privacy has been pretty violated in a very uncomfortable way that actually affects me in terms of like who will I meet or will I see that is just insane because they are an Ethan Klein fan, and the only people still left in that community are like insane parasocial Zionists or some combination of that. And yeah, it's a little scary. So I guess I gotta probably try to ask a few more questions about people's like, I don't know, perspective on certain topics. But yeah, I mean that that was definitely like, I don't know, I wasn't I was doxxed in that process, which I don't know, that sucks. But at the same time, I've never had, genuine. I don't have like any serious concerns about my safety or anything. Like I'm a fucking influencer. I do a job that's fairly secure, and I don't have a gun, and I don't plan on getting one. I did call the police department, and apparently, uh, I heard Asmongold in the background, but what they did me up with was flag on my house so that if I get swatted, they know it's a house that maybe gets false FBI or swatting calls, and so it protects you somewhat. And my roommate asked like a friend of ours who's a cop, like, is that a real thing? And he was like, yeah, like in the laptop on the cop, in the car, a big red thing comes up and says, this might be a YouTuber, so, like something to that effect. Like this person might just be somebody might be on the internet bullshitting. And so that
Yeah.
brings peace of mind. I'm not like too worried about it actively, but at the same time, yeah, it's weird. It's super weird. But like you're saying, like the real world is actually like when we hung out, like I don't know, when I first, you're probably the first person from the internet that I hung out with when I moved to LA. And when like around when I had moved there, I was definitely much more of it was like more 70-30, 80-20 in terms of my life was focused on the internet and was kind of being at home and being somewhat antisocial, and being reclusive in a way that I had always like chalked up to introversion, but it ended up getting something like pretty unhealthy, I think. But over the time, the needle has switched over to where now I'm like, dude, I just moved. All I've been doing is like hanging out with friends, going to the beach, going in the sunshine, playing tennis, working out, and when I've been able to like working on videos that I feel like are important. And even if there's drama, it's like the feelings I have towards it is like so much less significant when being someone that kind of grew up intellectually on the internet and plugged in. You can unplug and then find out, oh yeah, there's real people and there's real ways you can help in the world. And also it's fun, and it takes the seriousness off of like what some moron is saying either in your comment section or on their podcast. And yeah, it's like, you know it's not that big of a deal ultimately. Which is, it sounds like you're in a similar boat, which I'm glad to hear.
I think there's like a little mini chart that creators go through online where they start, and when you start making content, you're still pretty normal because you haven't made any content and you haven't engaged hard enough to make any content. So you're just like, oh, you're like 80% of your life, you're just hanging out. Maybe you're doing a little bit of content. And then when you get like some traction, some motion, or you start like investing more time and effort into content online, you start getting really hyper invested and you start spending like close to 100% of your time. But the problem is when you're so invested like that, you get this really bad tunnel vision and you like forget the things that matter. You kind of brought it up a little bit with like, for example, when you were talking about Vosh or whatever, right? Like when you get to the point where you stop being able to explain things to a bus driver in a sentence, you
Mm.
are getting cooked. And it's making your points less salient and it's making your life worse. And then there's like there's like a chart, a little bell curve chart, not an actual bell curve, but a little bell curve chart where you start with very little internet time spent to like a lot of internet time spent to just like a little, because you realize actually it's good to stay normal and go outside and have measured responses to things, because you'll make better, in my opinion, you'll make better content that reaches more people being normal and just like living life and enjoying yourself. And then you get less invested in like the stupid shit online, like personally invested.
Yeah, and like invested with your like identity. I don't know if you feel that much, but as being like viewing yourself and viewing what you're doing in a certain way that is not really in alignment with reality, or with, like you're saying, with engagement with real people. Because like, I don't know, you're surrounded by a Twitter feed that feels that if you if a microaggression comes up on an Instagram story, they will drone strike your house or whatever. Like the feelings are a little bit on the side of being, things that don't happen in real life. And you'll buy, like, I don't know, initially buying into that because you're plugged in, and buying into the fact that, oh, you need to be someone that is correct about this thing, and you need to be speaking the language of the people on the internet that are speaking insanely. It doesn't like work. And eventually, yeah, I mean, I guess you reach a breaking point where you can decide to uh just slowly be normal about it, or you can allow it to like consume you. And that, a lot of people creators don't like survive that process in terms of their online careers, and that's totally fine because that's, if they're not meant to continue doing it, then they're not meant to continue doing it. But yeah, I mean, it's just recognizing that process, but it takes a while, and I don't know, it can be miserable in the intermediary points,
I
for
feel like
sure.
especially with like, I mean, content creation in general, it can be lonely if you let it be. Like if you let it consume you, then you absolutely will be lonely. But I think I got kind of lucky that for as long as I can remember, since like I was a teenager, I've liked other people's company and I've made an active effort, or I've tried to make an active effort to go talk to people and hang out with people. And it keeps you so well adjusted, like incredibly well adjusted. And I think it's especially with YouTubers, there's so many YouTubers I've spoken to who like it's so easy to just isolate because you can just kind of you can just sit in the editing dungeon and just pump videos out, and like you don't have to go outside or talk to anyone or
You're
do any of that
rewarded for
stuff.
not going outside. You're
Yeah.
rewarded for being antisocial. It is required by your job.
So I mean, I've been lucky, I think, that I feel very lucky that I get to do my little broadcast in the morning. I get to talk about what I want to talk about, and then I get to go off and then hang out with friends and then do it again tomorrow. But I think also people appreciate that. People appreciate some level of normalcy with the people that they want to watch.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the creators I really respect and admire and in how they operate were normal, well-adjusted, working social people before they started content, or they actually like went through. Wait, hold on, my camera froze. They went through life, and did not come to relevance and form their perspective and ideas based on what people on the internet were uh, reacting to what they said. Um, and it makes for, yeah, just a much more human experience that also, if I, yeah, the bus driver test, I guess. Hold on. Sorry, my main
They're
camera cut
good.
out.
When have you been spinning the wheel, by the way?
Not enough. It was supposed to be every 5,000, and that became an issue when we blew this what's it called, fundraiser out of the water. So it would need to be, what is it, 200 is every 5,000 with 200 is like, what it it's over, I'm cooked. It's like at
Oh
least
no, keep going.
at least 40 spins.
Yeah.
And that would, I don't know if you saw the challenges, but there was some pretty tough ones if I were to need to do it 40 times. The 200 push-ups kind of fucked me up. The
You don't
200
want to do
squats,
40,000, wait, no,
10,000. Yeah, whatever. We don't.
8,000 squats? You don't want to do 8,000 squats?
My booty would get real juicy, but my cardiac arrest I would get cardiac arrest. My cardiac would arrest. So, do you like, are there a lot of fun streamer challenges, or like, do you like watch Germa, or like, I'm not a part of streaming, like I don't watch a lot of streams, so a lot of stuff like this, like this is the idea of a friend of mine. It's a great idea, fantastic guy. Shout out to Kent, my friend and roommate, but also it's very new to me because I normally was planning on just doing like a sit down stream and maybe playing games, but like, um how can we how do people make streaming more interesting and creative? Because as a medium, I've always kind of been a little bit of snooty about, I mean, you would probably agree, a lot of people that just sit down and play video games and talk a bunch of bullshit, they suck and their content sucks, and that's fine because people like it, so it's just not for you. But at the same time, a lot of people doing cool shit on Twitch. So this is kind of a diversion, but who's doing cool shit on Twitch? And
I'm like the wrong person to ask. Don't tell anyone, but I'm not really a Twitch viewer. I'm a YouTube viewer. I'm a
ah,
watch Twitch stream highlights on YouTube viewer. I tried, and I've tried, and I've tried. It just doesn't hit the same as YouTube does. There are very few things that I end up watching on Twitch live. I get the appeal, and it feels like you get to experience what's happening in the real world live as it happens, which is why like sports events are really fun, and like esports events are really fun, or like any major events. It feels good to be there when it's happening. But besides that, like, oh man, I'm such a YouTube viewer. I am. I just think that like it's a cool medium. I just think it's neat. I think it's cool that people can put together live shows because it's hard. It's like not that YouTube is easy, but like it is harder to put together a live show. Not even necessarily what I'm doing, but events that people have run. Way harder to put together an event that's live. At the very least, just because of technical difficulties. But
Or
it's
at the
kind of
most,
sad because
getting the ADL called on you for vicious hummus comments, right?
vicious hummus comments. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We mistakenly made fun of some hummus. It was wrong of us to do that. I condemn the hummus. I do. The funniest thing about that stupid fucking tier list is like me and Mike were at the bottom tier. Like, it was such a stupid. It was literally the dumbest tier list, and so many people were like faking outrage over it.
Oh yeah, like I mean, you say that you and Mike from PA were at the bottom, but who knows if whether or not Ethan went out and got DNA testing for you guys and found some percentage of Ashkenazi and could just work it from there. Never mind the
That's true.
Jews that were in the top, top 3 tiers. Yeah, that whole thing. I mean, I talked to you and a few other people about that around when it happened, and I didn't end up making a video about it because I was like, I think this person that is this, you know, saying all these things, I don't think it's going to go anywhere because I think this person is self-evidently insane. But also I think this person might just be acting insane and might actually deep down be like kind of maybe empathetic and there maybe is not a human. There's maybe like some type of humanity down there that can be salvaged. And I ended up holding off on making that video. I mean, when did we talk about this? Like October of last year or something? Hey. But then I didn't make it because of that. And then it turns out that actually I should have, because that narrative escalated to the point where you guys got banned. And that's crazy because Asmongold Gold got banned for less time.
Yeah.
For saying genocide's good.
For saying actually it's okay. It's okay for this to happen.
I do not care.
I don't care at all because you have genocide baked into your laws, whatever that means, by the way.
Can you see me look at? Sorry. One moment.
Your cat is in the same location my cat is in.
I love you, Kitty, but I need to. Yeah. Ow. I love her so much, but I be mean. Come on. I'm trying to be gentle with her. Okay. All right. Wow, Wormy's so flexible. Or is that Wormy?
It's a mayor cat.
Oh my god. That's amazing. Totally totally chill. Have they ever turned off your computer?
Oh yes.
Oh. So esteemed.
Well, I know you have other guests. I have some other stuff to take care of, but I hope you hit 400K. I saw in chat that you guys are really, really close to 400K. I don't know how far off,
Yeah,
but
we're at 332 and plus. I fucked up and did a bunch of different fundraisers, so we have to we use a calculator every time. But that's good because it's a lot. But yeah, you heading out then?
yes. But thank you for having me. I
Yeah.
appreciate the conversation. I appreciate being on. I wish you the best of luck. Keep going. When are you finishing up? Is today the last day or?
People love and they want to hang out, so I'm gonna maybe keep adding days. I think tomorrow is today Monday. Where am I? Yeah, tomorrow I think we're gonna do one last day. Maybe Wednesday as well though, because
Yeah, fuck
I'm
yeah. I
so
mean, if
popular
there's
right
more
now.
people that are interested, fucking, I mean, obviously your time is valuable and everything, but don't be,
But
selfish
also
with your
dance,
time.
monkey
Come
dance.
on.
Yes,
To
yes.
fucking, come on, please.
Yeah, totally.
Give the people what they want.
Over and over again forever. Yeah, I know. I love being a streamer. It's the best, as you know. Yeah, thanks for coming on. Everybody say bye, Denims. Everybody say that please donate in Denim's honor, RIP to her on the stream, but she will never
All
die.
right.
IRL.
Bye.
See ya. Real as Denim's goaded. I hope that gets clipped and shipped by all the which people don't like her? Like a Cheeto or who is it?